Let me ask you something. Have you ever believed in something you couldn't see? Have you ever held on to a dream when the world told you to let go? Have you ever prayed in silence with tears in your eyes, hoping someone up there was listening? If yes, then this message is for you. Because what you're about to hear is not just a speech, it's a wake up call to the forgotten power inside you. It's a reminder that the greatest strength a human being can ever possess is not physical, it's not money, it's not popularity, it's faith, pure, unshakable belief in the unseen, the kind of faith that carried broken men through storms, the kind of faith that made nobodies into legends, the kind of faith that even today turns silent prayers into miracles. And here's what will shock you. What modern scientists are discovering now about the universe, about life, about purpose was already written over 1400 years ago in the Quran. That's not just history, that's divine truth. And once you hear it, your soul will never be the same again. So don't just watch, feel every word, let it shake your doubts, challenge your fears, and reconnect you to the greatness Allah already placed within you. Stay with me till the end, because by the time this video finishes, you won't just believe in the unseen, you'll start living like it. Unshakable faith in the unseen is not just a phrase, it is a force that shapes destinies, flips the script on failure, and makes the impossible possible. It is the seed of all greatness that ever walked this earth. When a man closes his eyes and still believes, when he trusts what he cannot touch, cannot measure, and cannot prove, that's not delusion, that's vision. And vision backed by faith is the very essence of success. The Quran opens with the criteria for true guidance, not by listing commandments or rituals, but with this thunderous declaration: this is the book about which there is no doubt, a guidance for those conscious of Allah who believe in the unseen. That one line splits the world into two kinds of people: those who wait to believe after they see, and those who believe before they see, and eventually get to see because they believe. Believing in the unseen is more than just religious language. It's an attitude, it's a mentality, it's the way of champions, prophets, scientists, and revolutionaries. Every person who ever changed the world believed in something others couldn't see. Whether it was the idea of freedom, a theory of physics, or the promise of paradise. They faced ridicule, setbacks, betrayals, yet held their course because something deep inside whispered, "Don't quit." That whisper, that quiet, divine echo in the soul. That is the unseen. It is not imaginary, it is divine communication for those who are still enough to listen. Now step into the heart of this Quranic concept. What does unseen mean? It means God, angels, heaven, hell, destiny, and even the answers to questions we haven't yet asked. The unseen includes what lies inside the heart of man, his intention, his sincerity, his truth. And this faith, this belief in what cannot be observed, is what transforms average men into legends. When a man wakes up and still prays while his life is falling apart, that's faith in the unseen. When a woman walks away from sin though no one is watching, that's faith in the unseen. When a child cries out to God in the dark because he believes someone is listening, that's faith in the unseen. This kind of faith doesn't need evidence. Now science today tries to measure reality with instruments, but even science admits over 95% of the universe is made up of dark matter and dark energy. Things we cannot see, cannot touch, but we know are there because of how they shape what we can see. The Quran said it first. Believe in what lies beyond the reach of the eye. So when people mock believers for praying, trusting, or holding on, they are denying the very principle that their own scientists quietly bow to. Gravity is unseen, emotions are unseen, love is unseen. Yet nobody questions their reality. But when you say, I believe Allah is with me even when I can't see Him, suddenly it's a problem? No, that is the ultimate truth. Faith is not weakness, it is power wrapped in silence. Throughout history, every prophet came with a message that sounded like madness to those around them. Noah built an ark in the middle of dry land. Can you imagine the mockery? But he kept building. That ark was not just a ship, it was a statement. A man hammering wood while people laughed. That's faith in the unseen. Abraham stood against an empire with nothing but his heart. Musa stood before Pharaoh, the greatest tyrant of his time, with only a stick and the belief that Allah was with him. When the Red Sea stood in front of him and an army behind him, and the people cried in fear, Musa didn't panic. He said, Indeed, with me is my Lord. He will guide me. That is the height of belief in the unseen. And this continues into every chapter of history. The Prophet Muhammad stood in the cave of Tar with his best friend Abu Bakr, while enemies hunted him down. Abu Bakr trembled, but the Prophet turned to him with words that still shake the universe. Do not grieve. Indeed, Allah is with us. No army, no weapons, no escape plan, just belief. That is what made him victorious. Not power, not money, not numbers, but a certainty in the unseen more powerful than all the armies in the world. This kind of faith doesn't mean closing your eyes and ignoring reality. No, it means seeing a deeper reality, a divine order beneath the chaos. You see poverty but believe in provision. You see sickness but believe in healing. You see rejection but believe in destiny. You fall, you cry, but you never give up because something inside tells you this pain has a purpose. That's not fantasy, that's revelation. The Quran doesn't promise you a life without struggle. It promises you that no struggle will ever be wasted. Indeed, with hardship comes ease, not after, but with. That means the moment you're crying is the moment the door is being prepared for your breakthrough. The world today is drowning in doubt. Doubt in religion, doubt in purpose, doubt in self. People scroll endlessly, trying to numb the emptiness, trying to chase validation, trying to feel real, but they're chasing what can be seen and forgetting the power of what cannot be seen. That's why hearts feel hollow, because the soul doesn't eat likes, views, or money. It feeds on meaning, and meaning lives in the unseen. Faith is not a burden, it is a weapon. The most powerful weapon you can ever carry in a world that tries every day to make you forget who you are and why you are here. People today are obsessed with manifestation. Speak it, believe it, attract it. But the Quran taught this centuries ago. I am as my servant thinks of me, says Allah in a Hadith Qudsi. Meaning, when you believe with certainty that God will lift you, guide you, forgive you, then that belief becomes the door to what you seek. The Quran is not just a book of stories, it is a manual for divine psychology. It trains you to think on a different frequency, a frequency of tawakkul, reliance, yaqeen, certainty, sabr, patience, and taqwa, God consciousness. These are not just religious terms, they are soul armor in a world that wants to wound you. When you have unshakable faith, you no longer beg for approval. You no longer fear what's ahead. You understand that rejection is redirection, that delay is divine timing, that closed doors are protection, and that the only one you need to impress is the one who already knows your heart. That's not just religion, that's liberation, that's empowerment, that's success on a level the world can't touch. You walk different when you know Allah walks with you. You speak different when you know the angels are recording you. You think different when you know death is not the end but the beginning of your real story. Faith in the unseen isn't just believing in the afterlife. It's believing that your duas are being answered even when the world looks silent. It's believing that your charity will return to you in a way you cannot predict. It's believing that every injustice will be accounted for, every tear recorded, every breath that struggled in silence known to the one who hears all. When the Quran says He is with you wherever you are, it doesn't mean metaphorically, it means literally, not in a way that science can measure, but in a way that the soul can feel. And yes, even scientists, when they go deep enough, find themselves face to face with mystery. They talk about quantum entanglement, the butterfly effect, chaos theory, all ways of describing how invisible forces shape reality. The Quran just calls it qadr, divine decree. They say the universe is expanding. The Quran said it long ago in Surah Adhariyat. They say the embryo forms in stages. The Quran said it in Surah Al-Muminun. They say the oceans have barriers that don't mix. The Quran said it in Surah Ar-Rahman. But belief is not built on science. Science just confirms what faith already knows. Unshakable belief in the unseen is what allows a person to face 100 no's and still stand tall. It's what lets you walk into rooms where you are not welcomed but you bring light anyway. It's what lets you keep silent when gossip surrounds you because you know Allah will defend your honor. That belief makes you free because no one can take from you what Allah wrote for you, and what He wrote for you no one else can have. That's why the Quran says, nothing will ever happen to us except what Allah has written for us. That's not fatalism, that's freedom. There are people out there right now living quiet lives, holding on to this belief like a lifeline, and they are richer than billionaires because they have peace, they have direction, they know who they are and whose they are. That kind of inner strength doesn't come from self-help books, it comes from sujood, from tears in the last third of the night, from broken hearts healed by the one who breaks hearts healed only to rebuild better. Believe in the unseen is the light you carry into darkness, and once you taste that light, nothing else will ever satisfy. When a person believes in the unseen, they are not walking blindly, they are walking boldly. They are walking with a certainty that shakes fear, silences doubt, and rises above the noise of this world. The strength to keep going, to dream higher, to hold on when it hurts, all of it flows from the kind of faith that sees with the heart what the eyes cannot. The Quran didn't just guide generations, it ignited them. And those who placed their trust in Allah, who believed when nothing made sense, who prayed even when the world was silent, they tasted a success far deeper than fame or fortune. They lived with purpose, died with peace, and left behind legacies of light. In the end, it's not how loud your name echoes on earth, it's how deeply your faith echoes in the heavens. That's the true success. That's the victory promised to those who believe in the unseen. May your journey be fueled by purpose, your heart anchored in belief, and your every step guided by the light of faith. Keep walking even when the path is dark, because when you believe in the unseen, you are never walking alone. Thank you for watching. May your heart always be connected to the truth, and may Allah grant you the strength to believe, the courage to act, and the success that never fades. Good luck, and may peace, blessings, and divine guidance always be with you.